think that Tyler Robinson killed him. Those text messages are unbelievably dodgy and they seem so staged and fake. Why was it not heavily secured? Where were the snipers? The accuracy of the shot? Trump's behaviour after?
How are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks. They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House.
How popular Charlie was becoming, how confident he was, the leadership skills he had, his potential to be the future president, the possibility that it was actually the right that did it, that took out one of their own. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the channel Break the Ice. I hope everyone's doing fantastic today. This is the channel that strives for truth and justice. Right, now let's get straight into this video because I've been wanting to do this video for nearly a month now. As you can see from this community post that I posted, it says 3 weeks ago, it's very nearly 4 weeks ago. This video I planned to release nearly a month ago, but then another case that I've covered intensely on this channel, the Nicola Bulley case, there was some stuff I needed to report on that. And that's took a lot of my time. Anyone that is a regular on this channel will know that I've been covering it quite a lot. And that has been, the last 5-6 videos maybe have been on that case. I can now say what I wanted to say a month ago because I find the Charlie Kirk assassination incredibly suspicious. I have strong opinions on who killed him. So Charlie Kirk died nearly 6 weeks ago at the recording of this, and I find it very suspicious. When I first heard the news of Charlie Kirk being assassinated, being murdered, being taken out, and seeing the video of it, I thought, like many people did, that he was taken out by a maniac on a roof, Tyler Robinson, who didn't like what he stood for. And then I quickly started to not believe that for the reasons I'm going to say now. I first started to get suspicious about this when text messages were released, or WhatsApp, I don't know what the platform was, but messages were released between him and a friend or a lover. I don't know. That's irrelevant. But I'm going to read some of these text messages out. Not all of them, but a few of them. Because I find it really convenient how much information Tyler gives in these messages, confesses everything with all the details. It's like he couldn't, if it was him that wrote these messages, he couldn't put any more details in. It's like the slam dunk of a confession for the police. I don't believe that these messages were even from Tyler and the friend or the lover. It's too perfect. The grammar's too perfect. The information is too convenient. So when I refer to who's sent what message, it's going to say roommate or Robinson, right? Roommate, you weren't the one who did it, right? I am, comma, I'm sorry. I know that everyone words things differently, formats things differently, but for me it's just so suspicious off the bat, and I'm gonna explain as I go along with regards to these messages. Now imagine this, you've just assassinated someone, it's worldwide news, you've took out like Trump's right-hand man, if you will, the president's right-hand man. You weren't the one who did it, right? I am, comma, I'm sorry. I mean, would you even consider the comma? Just little things I pick up on. So that's straight away. But then that's the tip of the iceberg with these messages. Roommate, I thought they caught the person. Robinson, no, comma, they grabbed some crazy old dude, then interrogated someone in similar clothing. Full stop. I plan to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, comma, but most of that side of town got locked down. Full stop. It's quiet, comma, almost enough to get out, comma, but there's one vehicle lingering. Full stop. That is a almost perfect grammatical paragraph. If you've just assassinated someone, would you be writing like this? He's giving all the information, convenient. All the punctuation is perfect. I think you would be absolutely manic, hysterical, scared, panicky, regretful, remorseful. I don't think you'd write like this. If this has been put together, I mean, come on, throw some typos in, throw some mistakes in, abbreviations, slang. Anyway, roommate, why? Robinson, why did I do it? Question mark. Yeah, from roommate. Robinson, I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. I mean, it boils my piss. Robinson, if I'm able to grab my rifle unseen, I'll have left no evidence. Again, so convenient. Fully confessing. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully they have moved on. I haven't seen anything about them finding it. Full stops in the right places. Commas in the right places. It smells so fishy to me. Roommate, how long have you been planning this? Look, I hope you can see what I'm getting at here. So he's asking, the roommate's asking how long you've been planning it. And Tyler's put a bit over a week, I believe. For more confession. I can get close to it, but there's a squad car parked right by it. I think they already swept that spot, but I don't want to chance it. There's your first bit of slang, wanna. W-A-N-N-A. No full stop. Maybe if this was being, if this is false and this isn't from Tyler or this roommate, and someone else has wrote this, maybe at this point they started to think, yeah, this grammar's a bit too perfect. Robinson, I'm wishing I had circled back and grabbed it as soon as I got my vehicle. I'm worried what my old man would do if I didn't bring back Grandpa's rifle. IDEK, if I had a serial number. I don't even know. I think that means. So there's your first bit of like what I would consider normal talk from young people, you know, abbreviating things. I worry about prints. I had to leave it in a bush where I changed outfits. Didn't have the ability or time to bring it with. I might have to abandon it. Hope they don't find prints. Then it's an expletive. Will I explain losing it to my old man? Only thing I left was rifle wrapped in a towel. Then I'm going to end this text message bit with Robinson, delete this exchange. Come on, who's using that word? Again, I know people might say, how can you say how people will talk? I get that. I totally understand that. But it's my opinion on it. And I just don't think that this is how you would speak. I think a lot of people would agree with that. Delete this exchange. Don't do it in the first place. You wouldn't do it in the first place. Surely to God. If you're trying to get away with murder, why are you putting all the evidence out there in written down? There's a few more messages, but you get the point, because I've got other points to make on this. Where was the security? There wasn't many security there. I believe there was like 6 police officers in attendance. On a video that I did with John Wedger about the car attack in Liverpool, when Liverpool was celebrating winning the Premier League, and the car ploughed through the crowd, John Wedger said to me that at these big events, there are snipers on roofs. Now, I don't know how it works in America, but there was only 6 police officers there. This was at an event hosted by a man who was highly influential, highly controversial, very divisive, a strong affiliate of Donald Trump and all that he stands for, and somebody that had already received death threats. He was loved by many and hated by many. Don't forget, Donald Trump had already allegedly had an assassination attempt on him. Charlie Kirk was always a risk of being assassinated. Of course. When you stand next to Donald Trump, who is a very divisive person. So where was the security? Where are the snipers on the roofs? How is Tyler Robinson able to be up there undetected? And with the alleged attempt on Donald Trump, you would expect more security for an event held by his affiliate, by his friend, someone that stands for what he stands for. Right, now the accuracy of the shot was that of a professional sniper. He was 200 yards away and it was almost a perfect hit. But was it even him that did it? I don't think so for a moment. I don't think that it was Tyler Robinson for a second. Was he stitched up? Was he a willing or unwilling plant to take the blame? Now, anything in this world's possible, innit? Many conspiracy theories that people think are crazy at the time often do come true. Now, he conveniently accidentally left the gun behind. It's literally the one thing that you need to make sure you dispose of when you're trying to get away with murder by means of a deadly weapon. That should be the number one. I need to make sure that gun's not found. Of course, that gun is mentioned in the text messages. I've read that Tyler protests innocence on this. I don't know how widespread that is being reported on. But I've heard that he's not confessing to this. He's not saying that it was him. Quite the contrary. At first I thought that he was admitting to this and taking ownership of this. But as I've just said, apparently that isn't the case. At first I was thinking, what reason would he have to take the fall? Was he threatened? Was his family threatened? Was he prepared to take the blame? To be a cult hero for those that hated Charlie Kirk? Because let's face it, a lot of people hated him. Then I actually learned that he's not confessing to this. He's not admitting that it was him. He's not confessing guilt. I believe that he's standing firm that this wasn't him. It's a scary old world out there and anything is possible. I thought that he wanted to be this cult hero at the cost of his own freedom and potentially his own life, to be a cult hero. The man that killed Charlie Kirk. You saw all the sick celebrations of his death afterwards. We all saw them, didn't we? So all those people would have loved Tyler. I don't think Tyler Robinson did this. Now, I found Donald Trump's behaviour after his death very, very weird, very strange, very dismissive. There's a video of a reporter, somebody asking him about his thoughts on Charlie Kirk, about his death, and what Trump thinks. He started talking about something really, really trivial.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks. They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty. It'll be an absolutely magnificent structure.
Didn't look bothered. Didn't look affected. Didn't look upset. Didn't want to talk about it. I wanted to talk about something so far removed from the severity of what happened to Charlie. It aroused suspicion in me instantly when I saw that. To put it into a northern English term, he didn't look asked at all. That footage of him being asked about Charlie says a lot to me. Now, I have always thought that Elon Musk was used by Donald Trump, right? Elon Musk, who owns Twitter. Now, Donald Trump and Elon Musk were very, very, very tight for a while. And then they seem to have had this fallout. I don't know where they are right now. Don't know if they're coming or going. Don't know if they're friends or enemies. I don't really know. But I know that they were, throughout the election campaign, before Donald Trump became the president, they were very, very, very close. Elon Musk owns X, a very Twitter, X, whatever, a very, very influential platform. If Donald Trump aligns himself with Elon Musk, that is a powerhouse. That is a force to be reckoned with. You've got one of the most, a former president, now the president for a second time, side by side with one of the richest, most powerful men on the planet that owns one of the biggest social media platforms on the planet. There's videos of Elon Musk in the Oval Office giving speeches while Donald Trump sits at a desk saying nothing at all. If you didn't know who was who and you was an alien that just came down to Earth, you would think that Elon Musk was the president. Did Donald Trump use Elon Musk to help him win the election to become the president of the United States of America? If he did, it's a great plan. Let's stand next to the man who has masses of influence regards to X. If he puts a tweet positively about Donald Trump, that is highly, highly influential. Highly. Unbelievably influential. Donald Trump becomes the president. Not long after they're having a fallout, Donald Trump doesn't need him anymore. Everything I say is in my opinion, of course. But what use does Elon Musk have for Donald Trump then? So was Charlie used as well? Because like I said, the behaviour after his death was very sus. Was Charlie Donald's mouthpiece? Was Charlie actually getting too popular? Because he was. He was becoming very popular. You didn't want to debate Charlie Kirk because you are going down. You ain't winning a debate with that guy. He was the master debater. No, don't turn that into something that it's not. But he was. He was unbelievably good at debating. A lot of people held him in high regard. A lot of people thought this man is the future president of the United States. Did Donald Trump not like that? Is that a threat? Was Charlie Kirk becoming a little bit too popular with the people for Donald Trump's liking? After every single talk that he did, after every single rally that he did, he was becoming more popular. He was a great public speaker. He carried himself with great confidence and he showed great, fantastic leadership skills. And I do believe that presidency was kind of inevitable for him. He had all the credentials to win a campaign. And I think he would have done a great job of being leader of the free world. So, my concluding point that I want to make here, the possibility that it was actually one of his own, people that he stood with, the party that he kind of represented, the values that he stood for, and the people that he stood with. I actually think it's very possible that it was the right wing who assassinated Charlie Kirk. But for what reason? There might be a few reasons here. You've got what I previously mentioned about getting a bit too popular, future president material. But also think about this for a motive as well. If it was the right wing that did this, you have to ask yourself why, don't you? By potentially pinning this on Tyler Robinson, who talked about how Charlie spread hate, it paints Tyler Robinson as someone on the left. Now, if everybody believes that Tyler Robinson did this, this can cause even more conflict and division between the left and the right. It will make out that the left are violent, irrational, thuggish, and opposed to free speech, and in turn, strengthening the right's position, getting more people on side with the Trump administration, and even having traditional leftists switching sides. I noticed after Charlie Kirk was assassinated that people were talking about the left being woke, being opposed to free speech, being violent, and if they can't win a debate, they may turn to violence or thuggish behaviour. So, if Charlie Kirk's assassinated, and you make out that it's someone on the left that did it, naturally, the left wing are going to be cast in a bad light. And as I said, it might have made people switch sides. It might have made people sympathise with Trump and the right. It might have made people frown upon the left and think of them as a bunch of yobs, thus strengthening the right's position, thus strengthening Donald Trump's position as the President of the United States, effectively making the left look really bad and gaining sympathy for the right. It would be an almost perfect and incredibly evil and frightening plan. It makes me think about a scene from Breaking Bad. I won't do a spoiler if you've not seen it. There's a scene in there where there's talk of a plan, and the main character, Walter White, talks about this plan, and he says, "Think about it. It's perfect." Now, if this is the case, and this is what happened, and this was the plan, my God, it's perfect. Unless you've got a thinking mind. So that's what I think about the Charlie Kirk assassination. I don't think that Tyler Robinson killed him. Those text messages are unbelievably dodgy, and they seem so staged and fake. Why was it not heavily secured? Where were the snipers? This is a very controversial figure we're talking about. Was. The accuracy of the shot, Trump's behaviour after, how popular Charlie was becoming, how confident he was, the leadership skills he had, his potential to be the future president, and the possibility that it was actually the right that did it, that took out one of their own. They're my thoughts. I wanted to get this video out nearly a month ago, but as I said at the start of this video, other things have kind of come into my life and taken over, and you'll see that with the last 4 or 5 videos on this channel. But what do you think? Leave your opinions down in the comments. Like this video, give it a share, and subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel. And consider becoming a member. There's free membership tiers on this channel. There's members only live streams. There's members only shorts. There's members only videos. Check those out. There's 3 different tiers. So yeah, a very sad loss to the world, Charlie Kirk. I don't put myself in a left or right box, as I've said, but I did like Charlie Kirk. You can like someone and not believe in their political views. And it is a loss. It is a sad loss for the world. It really is. So yeah, leave your thoughts down below, and I will see you in the next video. I've got a lot of work on now, an awful lot. So, everybody, have a great day, and as always, peace out.